One. Hello, hello, dear
Hello,
friends. Yes, we are in Lebanon, Beirut, with my dear friend Kausar Shayat, or Kelly in English. Kausar, how are you? Welcome.
thank you. I'm really happy to be on this program today, and especially with you, Naomi. You're great friends, to Lebanon and to all the education system.
And thank you to be with the quantum marathon. We call it quantum because this year was so impressive about change and waking up and help each other. Please, everybody wants to know a little bit about the situation in Lebanon. How was this year? What happened last month? Can you give us a brief summary of
Actually,
the situation, please?
actually, for today it's over 40 days now, and where we had the explosion of the port on Beirut, the main big city. You visited us, so you have seen it, how beautiful it was.
Mm.
um, our heart is still broken. I mean, we're trying to put it together, but to tell you the truth, it was really, we had a sad time. Until now, we're trying to recover that sadness. The loss was really huge. I mean, this was the first time on Earth that we can get this kind of bomb. It's just a very, very huge explosion where that just pressure, full pressure. We
Wow.
thought it's an earthquake, and everybody in the country thought it's the explosion under their house or somewhere. It was really huge. So the disaster is over 300,000 houses are all without doors and windows and everything. Like it's like a huge air blast everything. So and most the houses in the front of the port are all damaged, and they were historical houses. So we have over 300,000 families are with no windows and doors and no furniture, no cup to drink or plate to eat. So we were in the ground from the first day trying to clean and trying to help these people, make them feel a little bit comfortable. But to tell you, just being with them and seeing all the sadness, it just break everybody's heart. And the loss from citizen as well, we have lost over 200 um, persons. Most of them, they were trying, the firefighter, they went for the first, there were two explosions back to back. So they went for the first one and to turn the fire off. And then the fire had a huge more fire, and then it blew so many tons of nitrate ammonium there. So I don't know what was the storage there. Until now, we don't know exactly what happened, even with all the armies from different countries coming down. We had most of the country, from the FBI to the European countries. They're trying to figure out what happened, because it never happened such a thing like that before. So until now, we have no idea. It's been over 40 days. Most of the people didn't get a chance to go back home yet. So
Wow. So
we
where do they live? Where do they sleep?
we opened our houses in different area where we didn't have that much damage, and so people can live there for a temporary time until we get to fix their houses.
Oh my
Most of
God.
the most of the countries were shipping stuff for the Lebanese government for support, and especially the Red Cross, the international organization, were trying to support us as well. Most of the NGOs in here now, they're they're in the ground doing all that work. But to tell you the truth, we don't have a disaster code or disaster plan like any other countries that train for that. So and this is where the big mess comes from. So we're working a lot, and we're making little tiny small step every time. So trying to achieve all that, trying to get the people back home before the rain, because it's a lot to think about.
Mm.
Until now, we were serving hot meals, we were serving food boxes, and
Mm-hmm.
trying to get them shelter as well. This was the first thing that we have done. We tried to get shelters for them, and now we're trying to fix their houses as minimal as windows and doors, so they can really have home back. to live. We did something called window and doors and group. So we were just buying this, and now we were thinking to buy fridge and a gas stove because they don't even have a stove to heat their food, and they don't have fridge to keep the food. If we give them something, they don't even have a place to save it from the heat, and it's too hot these days. You know, it's
Oh my
very, very.
God.
So we're trying to help in very minimal um, stuff that we have on hand. We don't really get much. The government is way much broken. You know that when you were here, we talked about that. The economy is way down. We cannot take money from our bank. Um, we just have we can get up to $200, and $200
Oh, the
is
money is frozen.
frozen exactly.
Oh my
So
God.
we can't take money from the bank, and we can't help people more than our limited access. Our access is very much limited. So we're just collecting stuff from each other, basically, from the people who can donate, from the big organization here in Lebanon who have support. So we're working with them basically and trying to set platform for us so we don't have a waste and we don't have people taking so many times and other people doesn't take anything. So we're trying to not to repeat ourselves in different places because they even many NGOs went into construction site too. So trying to fix people's house. And this is not our job basically as an NGO, you know. So
So,
we have,
Kausar, if many people are watching this marathon from
yes,
many countries, and I'm sure their heart is completely touched,
yes.
maybe like mine, maybe if you give us email address and they can contact you directly, is that possible? If they can send some funds directly to Lebanon. I remind you, Western Union doesn't charge for sending money to Lebanon. They are helping, there is zero fee to send money to Lebanon through Western Union. I don't want to give any advertising, but it's good to know. And if you give us an email address, that will be fine.
It's Otter Ars is our NGO's name.
Or can you write it maybe in the chat and then we will put it
Yes,
on the
sure.
screen.
Otterars.org. It's our website, and then they can email us at otterars at gmail.com as well.
Okay,
Uh,
gmail.com. I got this one. And alt, can you tell all the letters?
OTR,
What? O,
OTR,
O,
OTR, R, OTR,
O, T
OT,
like Theodore, or D?
T like Tom,
T
R,
like Tom. O, T like Tom.
R, O,
O
O,
again.
no, Otterars, ALERZ. I
You can write in the
okay.
chat and then we will put on the screen,
Yes.
please. I know
Okay.
it means cedar or spirit of the cedars, the great cedars of Lebanon.
The essence of the cedar. This is what it means. Okay. I wanted to go back to that. To that. We had a special group of teacher as well who works with you already on the programs,
Uh-huh.
and you know them. We have Rima, and you have a couple of teachers from different organizations who work with us before. They're already doing the what we call the dam and nafsi. We call it to support them in the crisis mentally for the people who already have the shock. So we go down, talk to the kids and talk to the family as well. We have a couple groups of who's doing that as well too with us. We have a tent, and you have seen us before where we get to put the tent in the main street, and then people come to us, and then sometimes if it's a very private session, we go to their homes, and deal with the case in there. But we've been working with them one-to-one and trying to assess them with their fears and the disaster as well.
All right, so everybody, we will give you the email on the screen, or you can write to me too.
Okay.
And just remember, we are one planet, one family, and anything happening around the world is,
Yeah.
we are concerned too. And we have the children involved, we have education involved, we have little babies involved, elders involved. We are one. You know, Kausar, we are going to do a second interview talking about education. Is that okay with you? We want
Yes,
to know
that's
more
absolutely
about Lebanon. Thank you. You
yes.
take care, and we do keep in touch. Thank you to
Okay.
be the
I love you
marathon,
guys.
and thank you for everything you do. Luz,
I
light to
love you.
Lebanon, all my love to all your friends and all your country.